What's up, everybody? It's been a long time, and I have missed you. I am ready to go. I'm shot out of a cannon. I got all things to talk to you about, including 2 e-bikes that I'm going to pit against one another, a fiasco that only one-wheelers are prepared for, and a new word of the day. All coming up. But I've also got a new toy in the mail and something that I also purchased from Amazon that I don't think you're going to want to get. Even though it's appreciated in value, I feel like I should just sell it and I'll probably end up making more than what I paid for it, even though it's kind of a piece of crap. So that is what it is. What's up, everyone? It's good to see you. It's your boy Luch from TTR Studios. And I just wanted to pop on and give everyone kind of an update of what's been going on, because it's sort of weird in that I've been riding rideables for like 3 years now, and 4 years. And for whatever reason, they all just broke at once. So it's been this weird period in my life where I don't have a one wheel. My EUC is giving me pushback after like 4 miles an hour. I mean, it's 3 years old. I've dropped it a bunch of times. It is what it is. But I don't have a one wheel. I don't have an EUC. My Rad Mini bike battery just pooed out. Like, can't even get a charge on the cell. We put it on the charge for like a week straight. Nothing. So I'm like, what the hell, man? What am I going to do? And I've been over here searching for answers. And so I've now been looking at new things, and I wanted to give you guys kind of my opinion on the Uberscoot, which I bought, the electric e-bike, which I bought, and also the InMotion V11 EUC, which I bought. Now, are any of them good? Are all of them crap? Mix, match? We'll see. But first, I wanted to talk to you about something that I think is a little bit more important, and that's the fiasco that is happening globally that I think only one-wheel riders are prepared for. And welcome if you're in the social media lounge. Thank you for joining us live. This is more of a video type thing, but I'm going to check your input at the end here and get your questions in too if you have any, so feel free to pipe those in. I missed you. Yeah, there's a fiasco going on here globally, and that's more of it. It's shipping. It's shipping, the shipping containers. Now, you know I like the Lebitard show with Stu Gotts, not to put their name in our show or in what I'm doing, but they call their producers the shipping container. You know what a shipping container is. It's those long boxes that get shipped in cargo boats all the way across the world that bring your e-bikes and your EUCs and one wheels and all these things. What's happened as recently as November, I mean, look at this. It's just astronomically increasing the price of shipping things in these containers across the country, or across the world, excuse me. And it's just starting in back like of November 2020. Things were kind of normal, and then whoosh, they've just come up. At this point in February was at $8,000 per 40-foot container, and they just came out with a report like yesterday that says it's already up to $10,000 now. $10,000 per every 40-foot container on those cargo ships. And the problem is those ships are getting stuck like everywhere. I'm sure you've been checking this out too, but because I've got these things on the way, first it was the queues at the Twin Ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. They left up to 40 containers just sitting there for months. People are like, hey, where's my stuff? Then the Ever Given gets stuck in the Suez Canal. You guys all saw that story as it was going on a couple months ago. And now rates have risen to over $10,000 per 40-foot container, which is just, it's like 1,000% up. And so what you're seeing and these reports are saying is like, this is not something that's just going to like smooth itself out very quickly. This is sort of a thing that like we might want to like start thinking about like, and the reason I say one-wheel riders are more prepared for this, you know what it's like, unless you just got on board in the last like maybe year or so. But if you're an OG, you know what it's like to order something and not get it for a month and then get pushed back for 3 weeks and then get pushed back for another month and a half. Like, I know riders who almost missed out on the entire summer when their board was supposed to get there in like June. It didn't get there until like late August. And so we're used to this where it was like, you know, this thing was so on demand where you would order it and it wasn't coming for like another 2 months. That's with like everything now. That's what I'm seeing, because I bought electric e-bike, LEC. Check this out. Thing's pretty sweet. And it's only like, you know, it was $850. I bought the first one. But this is the second version that actually just came out. And so, you know, it's $999. You can see here, which is a lot cheaper than my Rad Mini, which you can see here is $1,500. Okay. And they're fairly similar, except for the Rad Mini has this bar across, and the electric step through really doesn't. But this bike goes really, really fast. This electric e-bike, if you go into the settings and you kind of bump it up to its max, for $999, you can get a bike that goes easily 28 miles an hour. And I'm talking like on flat surface, like easy. You can hit 28 if you're in pedal mode. The difference here is if you're in top speed on the Rad Mini, which you also have to go into the settings and kind of bump up the max speed you can go to, you're not getting past 24, 25. But that 4 extra miles an hour really does make a difference. And for $500 less, I'm going faster? Wow, okay. So it really got me thinking about this bike. So I bought it. And this thing did not come for like at least 2 months. I mean, I bought it way back in May. Maybe even like earlier than that. Oh yeah, way earlier than that. It was like early April. It didn't come till late June. And I've just gotten it, and it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's not terrible. The reason I got it is because first of all, my Rad Mini battery crapped out. And I wanted to try something new, especially if it's a little bit cheaper. And I wanted to see if I could get something that was small enough for my girlfriend, who is like 4'11". Like, she's so not tall. And it's great for me because neither am I. But when it comes to these rideables, like she can't fit on really anything. We even got this, and even at its lowest setting, it's too tall for her. So I enjoy riding it, but I ended up getting something else for her, and that's where the Uberscoot came in. We'll get to that in a second. What I wanted to tell you about the electric e-bike, it's faster than the Rad Mini. It's cheaper than the Rad Mini. It's not as high quality. The things that I notice about it are not, and both of them fold in half, and then the handlebars come down. They're the same exact type of bike. Fat tires, all of it. Shimano shifters, all of it. But the difference of this one is that when you stop, like if you're in pedal assist on, say, 5, what that means, that's the highest level, is when you start pedaling, it's going to engage the motor as if you were ripping the throttle. It's the same, you're telling the brain the same thing. It's just telling it by going, kicking the wheels instead of ripping the throttle. So when you do that, the difference between the electric bike and the Rad Mini, which is just higher quality, and I think that's what you're paying the extra $500 for, is that with the Rad Mini, as soon as you start pedaling, that motor kicks in. And with electric, it's like you have to pedal like half a rotation before it even kicks in. And you wouldn't think that's a big deal, but if you're on like a really steep incline and you have to quickly change it from like 1 to 5 and you're not going very fast, those fat tires are so hard to get going up a hill, and you need that to kick in kind of quickly. And it doesn't. It takes like a full like half rotation. And it's just something that like you wouldn't realize is a big deal, but like it's like, damn, will you kick in already? Let's go. I need you. On the other side of that, it takes just as long for you to stop the pedals and then it to stop the motor. Think about that. That's kind of scary. So I stop pedaling, still running. Now the motor cuts off. That's the distance. It's as if I was holding the throttle for about a second after I want to stop. So if I stop pedaling, I'm still motor, and then it kicks off. So it's not like stop pedaling, motor off with it does in the Rad Mini. Stop pedaling, motor off. With electric, it's like stop pedaling, motor off. And that extra second is like, you better know that's coming, because if you have to stop immediately and you just stop pedaling, it's still going to have the motor running as if you were holding the throttle full pin. Just saying, that's the extra $500. That's what you're paying for. Is it worth it? I think if you don't care, it's a pretty good bike for $900 for $1,000. Yeah, it's a pretty good bike. If you're buying it for like, someone who's kind of an enthusiast, just isn't going to rip it super hard. But if you're going to take this thing out on the trails and like tight turns and like really kind of be technical with it, I would not recommend that bike. Spend the extra $500. Get a bike that's meant to do that. This bike is not. It's more for cruising and just having fun. But I will tell you, it freaking rips compared to the Rad Mini if you're on pedal assist 5, the highest level, and you just start pedaling. What's weird about it is you don't have to pedal faster to go at as fast as pace. All you have to do is keep the pedals rolling like this. So you slowly pedal and it engages the motor, zoom, and you just take off like gliding, and it's it's not something to be reckoned with. It's seriously it's intense. So it's a lot of fun, but you better control the damn thing. And I hope you're wearing a helmet. With that being said, I wanted to find something else because I wanted my girlfriend to be able to ride with me, and she couldn't really fit on top of these higher seats. So I ended up looking at this Uberscoot 1600 watt 48 volt electric scooter. Check this thing out. I bought it. Oh yeah, that's right. I bought it. Can I tell you something? Don't buy it. Don't buy this stupid thing. Like, it's just not very good at all. And I can tell you that it's not like I'm just trying to like poo on this thing, but really what it is, you want to get up. You're ready to go. You're excited to go riding. You got the tunes in your ears. And then all of a sudden, you try to get this thing and maneuver it around. Folks, look at this. It's 117 pounds. You can buy this on Amazon. It'll be there in 2 days. Right now, it's $977.61. I bought this back in April. Where is that? Oh, I had it up. But I can tell you right now, in April, I paid $768 for it. It's gone up over $200 in just the last 2 months. And I can't tell you why, because the thing is a piece of trash. The thing about it is, it freaking flies, man. It goes like 35 miles an hour. It goes so fast. It's chain driven, okay? And these tires are massive, right? The tires are probably the same. They're not obviously as wide as a one-wheel tire like a Vega or a Hoosier, but they're as tall. If you put them next to each other, they would be as tall. They are big tires. They are not razor tires, these tiny little tires. This thing is, when you're standing on the base of it, you're a good foot off the ground. But the difference is, for my girlfriend, she could just step on it and start riding, which is great. But the problem is, it's a piece of trash. The plastic is all crap. And all of the like bumps when you ride it, they just transfer into your hands. And her hands are just hurting within 3 minutes. Same with me. There's no give in any of what you're riding. It looks like there's some sort of like suspension system like right there. Oh no, absolutely not. They're just springs that are for show. I paid $750 for it. I was just hoping it would be kind of a decent thing. The truth of the matter is the battery pack, which you take out from right here, is just so heavy. You stand on top of it. This thing comes up the flap comes up. You take the battery pack out. It's like 65 pounds. I promise you the battery pack weighs as much as my Rad Mini. It's absurd how much. It took us two of us to try to get the damn thing in my car. And we were just like, we're pushing on it, pulling it, can't get it up. And then we realized, Jesus Christ, let's just take the battery pack out and we'll half the weight. And it did. The battery pack is so unbelievably heavy. It's ungodly heavy. With that being said, it's got two different modes. One mode will cut you at about like, kind of like an e-bike. Or like, the 20, 25 mile an hour range, it'll kind of cut you right there. But if you open it up into the sport mode and you click the wire down by the battery, I'm telling you, over 30 miles an hour. Easy, especially if you weigh nothing like we do. It just flies, which is cool, but it's kind of cheap. And that's when you start really feeling it. And it's not, I would not. Please spend your money on something else. Don't buy this stupid thing. I did it. I'm probably never going to ride it. If anybody wants it for like $500, let me know. You can have it. You can have somebody ride along with you. If you want to have a toy for just anyone that can just hop on and just ride along with you and be able to keep up, it's great. I mean, if it's on flat surfaces and whatever, I wouldn't take it on trails. These tires make it look like you should take it on trails. As first thing it says, don't take it off jumps. Be careful on bumps around the trails. It's really not made for off-roading. Well, thanks a lot. Those tires are certainly a little bit misleading then, but whatever. I just wanted to throw that out there. The Uberscoot 1600, it's interesting because you can get it in 2 days. I promise you, it's worth waiting a month or two for something that you're going to actually ride. I did the whole let's get it in 2 days and see if it happens. It's only $750. Probably ride it 4 times. If anybody wants it, it's yours. $500. Sure.
Our top story tonight, the caravan of mostly Central American immigrants is now in the Mexican city of Oaxaca.
So moving on, I wanted to just get to, I have, what are you watching? I wanted to talk to you guys about that and make sure I have a couple of suggestions of what you should be checking out on Netflix. And I do have a new word that is the reason that I'm wearing this shirt. But I do want to check in with the social media lounge and just say hi to everybody. Oh, wow. Hi, everyone. It's good to see you. Fingers crossed. What are we looking at? Sean Nelson. Everybody's kind of hanging out, talking to each other. I see Emily in there. Of course, Chris Champion. Oh, man, one Yogi, Sean Onewheel Nelson. It's good to see everybody. Ivy Jones is in here. So thank you so much. Your beard is looking healthy and vibrant. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I know most of you will be watching back on this, and I'm grateful for everybody who is here. I miss you all too, believe me. It's great to see you, and thank you for stopping by. Before I get you out of here, I do have an InMotion V11 coming in. It's an EUC that is... it's got suspension in it. I talked to Andrew Stroh about which one I should get. I went to eWheels on his link, his promotional link, and this is the one. Now, they have a V12 that just came out. Why didn't I get the new one? Well, because of all this shipping fiasco, that new one's not coming out for at least another couple months, even though it's like out. Like, it's not shipping until end of September. I got this EUC because I need something functional to like run my dog and also use at weddings, and it's got full suspension. I'm really excited about this thing, and that goes at least 32, 34 miles an hour. I'm not going to be someone who takes it like that, but after all of the comparisons that I did between the King Song here S18 and the InMotion V11, it just turns out that this is what I need. I want kind of like the Lexus rather than the Ferrari. And the King Song is more made for if you're going to go off-roading and really be pushing the thing. Me, I'm going to be running my dog. I'm going to be taking speakers back and forth from my car to, different locations, the ceremony versus the cocktail hour over here, and then, the dance floor over there. That's what I use it for. And I just want to be able to kind of keep up at like 20 miles an hour on one-wheel rides with people and not be pushing anywhere near the limits of the motor on an EUC. Because if you cut out on a one wheel, it's one thing. That nose is going to dive, and then you have something to jump off of. If you cut out on an EUC, you're dead. I mean, I'm not trying to be flippant about it, but like seriously, what's going to happen? Imagine it just hit me the other day. When you go to brake on an EUC, you throw the wheel in front of you. So you want your momentum to be behind the wheel. Your body weight to be behind the wheel so that it feels you braking, right? You're leaning backwards. If you just were to lean backwards, your weight, your center of gravity is now behind the wheel. And if you want to accelerate, ideally, you're not supposed to like fully lean, but you know what it is as a one wheel. You know what I'm talking about. You have to push your center of gravity a little bit forward ahead of the wheel. So think about if you were braking, now your center of gravity is behind the wheel and it cuts out. That wheel is going to slip out from under you and you're going to fall on your back and smack your head. It terrifies me. There's nothing saving you if it cuts out, especially at high speeds. So I want something that's going to be reliable and has nowhere near, or actually, let me reverse that. It has far more than I need as far as capacity for me to ride around with and to just have fun with and just be, running my dog who's going to be randomly pulling me in different directions. I want it to have that extra bit of juice, and that's why I went with an EUC over another one wheel. I'm not going to buy another one wheel until they come out with another one. Mine's broken. We're trying to figure out how to fix it. It is what it is, So I'm trying some new things. I figured I'd give you guys my thoughts, and I'll leave you with that. I hope you're enjoying your summer. What are you watching? I do have to ask you. What are you guys watching out there? It's been an interesting summer of good things out, but Mythic Quest 2, not feeling it. I'm halfway through the season, or what's out right now. I've seen like 4 episodes. Not feeling it. Not going to lie to you. I'm pretty bummed about that, and I really hope that doesn't happen to Ted Lasso too. Because Ted Lasso Season 2 is coming out July 23rd, and man, I loved that first season, just like you all did. You probably liked, I liked the first season of Mythic Quest, and then it kind of went off the rails. So I hope Ted Lasso, which Season 2 looks a lot more produced, they put a lot more money into it now that they know they got a winner. I hope it's not a Boondock Saints 2, where everybody loved the first one and everybody hates the second one. So just go in with an open mind. My best advice here is to not hold any Season 2 up to Season 1. Just let it be its own thing and try to enjoy it on its own. Other than that, check out Manifest. It's really good. It's on Netflix. They just canceled it, so you're not getting a 4th season. There are 2 seasons. First 2 are on Netflix right now. It's worth watching. A plane goes away, and it lands in normal time. So think the passengers, except they land 5 years in the future. Oh, it's like Lost if they actually came back, and then what their lives would be like if their families moved on. But to them, it was yesterday. They just left from the flight. What are you talking about? It's pretty interesting. We got 2 full seasons, hour-long episodes. A lot of good stuff on Netflix. The thing I will leave you with to get out of here. This shirt has been called chuggy. You might have seen that word going around in, TikTok and the internet and all of that. Chuggy is a word that means that basically you are trying way too hard or you're way too out of date. You're doing something that no longer exists in this era. The Office then was brought up. Somebody said wearing a Dunder Mifflin t-shirt would be chuggy. It's out of date. First of all, go shove, okay? Second of all, are we just making up words now? I've been doing that since like 1996. P-hat. When people were calling things fat, I said no. It's called P-hat. I had t-shirts made, everything. My whole high school, P-hat. Everybody knew it. When we started learning the topic of P-hat in statistics and math, everyone turned to me and they're like, Lucio! I've been making words up since way before any of these chugs. So let me tell you something right now. I got a new one for you, and that's shoota. What does it look like? Shoota. Right there. Shoota. That's the word. S-H-E-W-D-A. Shoota. And it's pronounced shoota. What does that mean? You should have known. If somebody does something and they should have known, you hit them with you shoulda. It feels good. You shoulda. And they're like, what? What is that? You shoulda. What does that even mean? That right there. You shoulda. Just try it. It's going to catch on. If you didn't know, now you know. Chuggy. All you got to do is make a funny sounding word and then put meaning to it. So that's what we've done here at TTR Studios. Honestly, I've just been really looking forward to talking to all of you. Thank you for all of you in the social media lounge who have hung out until the end. And I'll see you guys next video. I've got some actual reviews coming out, but this was more of just I've got a few things that I'm dealing with now, so I wanted to pass this knowledge of what it's like to buy in the summer of 2021. You're going to have to wait. Spoiler alert. Stuff takes a while to get here. It seems as if we're recovering, but very, very slowly. So be patient. Your board or your wheel or whatever you're riding will get here. And until then, catch up on some of our old stuff on the channel. You got a good lot of stuff here, and I am about to put out a whole bunch more. So if you like it, cool. Throw a thumbs up. If not, well, you know what we say. You can GFY. Have a great day, everybody. Later.